This is Nightline.
Tonight, Forever 35?
I kind of think it's the best facelift I've ever seen.
More and more celebrities like Kris Jenner and Barbara Corcoran opening up about their cosmetic work. Kathy Griffin even dishing about it on her Talk Your Head Off podcast.
You guys had a facelift. That's right. I talk about it now.
The new procedure that's virtually undetectable.
Someone hasn't seen you for 2-3 months, and they're like, you look amazing. What did you do, or where did you go?
But can you afford it without a Hollywood budget?
The surgery was about $165,000.
Plus, Deborah Roberts interviewing dozens of sisters about their unique relationship.
I began to ask everybody to give me a definition of sisterhood. My sister is the love of my life. My sisters are a life raft.
From Oscar winner Octavia Spencer.
Having sisters is like having a pride of lionesses at your back at all times.
To Emmy-winning producer Shonda Rhimes.
When I became well known, I became really isolated. You know, there was in Hollywood, there's nobody to tell you the truth. But I had my sisters.
What famous and not so famous women have to say about their unbreakable bonds in this new book. And Thanksgiving celebrations from American soldiers stationed overseas to right here in New York City.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on this Thanksgiving. Tonight, the facelift taking the world by storm, nicknamed Forever 35 for restoring a more youthful look to patients. Like Kris Jenner, showing what the new 70 can look like. It's so subtle they hardly look as if they've had work done at all. Here's ABC's Kenna Whitworth with another look.
People are running to have these undetectable deep plane facelifts because they know if the results are great, no one will ask them, what did you do?
And no one will judge.
And no one will judge as well.
The days of surgical secrecy in Hollywood might be making an about face.
Stars are being very transparent about having plastic surgery. Everyone's shouting out their plastic surgeon.
From Kris Jenner crediting Dr. Stephen Levine for her latest facelift on the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast.
So I called him and I said, listen, I really want you to have the credit for what you did.
To Megan Fox listing the work that she's had done on her body on Call Her Daddy.
I had my nose done when I was in my early 20s. I had my boobs done when I was 21 or 22. I had them redone after I was done breastfeeding my kids.
Even former talk show host Ricki Lake proudly revealing her surgery on Watch What Happens Live.
I've had a lower face and neck lift.
It looks so good.
Thank you.
It looks really good.
I kind of think it's the best facelift I've ever seen.
Their newly refreshed looks also achievable for those not choosing to be so open, thanks to discreet surgeons making discreet incisions.
I've performed many facelifts and deep plane facelifts on the celebrities that you would know. They look great, they look like themselves, but they just don't seem like they're aging.
It's being dubbed the Forever 35 facelift. New York Magazine diving into how today's deep plane lifts have become nearly undetectable, leaving patients with a seemingly surgically ageless look.
A great facelift is you walk into a room, someone hasn't seen you for 2-3 months, and they're like, you look amazing. What did you do, or where did you go?
And some stars, they're proud to show it off, including Shark Tank's Barbara Corcoran and comedian Kathy Griffin on her Talk Your Head Off podcast.
You guys had a facelift. That's right. I talk about it now.
We really aren't that far removed from a time when people who had work done on their faces were made fun of. It was just such an easy Hollywood joke to make at anyone's expense who has seen a plastic surgeon.
Dr. Babek Azizadeh is a renowned Beverly Hills plastic surgeon who's so in demand, patients wait upwards of a year for his expert touch.
If you look your authentic self, then people won't notice. And the Forever 35, the deep plane facelift, really, what it does, rather than pull, you're really repositioning the tissue layers in its natural gliding pattern. Like when you go in front of a mirror and you go like that, that's a natural gliding tissue plane. That's not a pull. it's a glide.
Is that the most requested option that you're getting from patients right now?
People are definitely more aware of it. The consumer knows better than ever. And again, the transparency of celebrities is fabulous, right? Because they are going and talking about authentic, journeys.
And removing any stigma.
The stigma is definitely gone.
And I don't think that there should be any kind of a stigma attached to plastic surgery. It's for everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Dr. Azizadeh's patient, Wendy Hecht, is thrilled with the results of her deep plane facelift. The 55-year-old transforming her look from this in 2024 to this a year and a half later.
I feel more confident, more beautiful, and just having a more youthful appearance. I'm very happy. When I walk by the mirror, I just have this smile on my face. I'm on cloud 9.
There's a real conversation happening right now about these deep plane facelifts because of how long they last.
It's more natural than filler, for instance, or even just simply staying with Botox, because it does last for quite some time, and it's life-changing.
It's life-changing?
Yeah, it really is. When you look good, you feel good.
Wendy also received a neck lift, fat grafting, and buccal fat repositioning, upper and lower eyelid surgery, nostril reduction, and a brow lift. But with any surgery come risks.
I think what's most important to check before you talk to a surgeon is to make sure that they are a board-certified plastic surgeon. There is a risk of bleeding, infection, and nerve injury. The face is a complex anatomical structure, and so a nerve injury can be not only difficult to manage, but also disfiguring in a way which can affect your life and your quality of life years and years after that.
Another hurdle, facelifts, they're not cheap, often costing tens of thousands of dollars, with some top surgeons charging well into the six figures. Wendy paying extra for her additional procedures, all of them done on the same day.
The surgery was about $165,000.
And that's for the neck, the face, the eyebrow, and the eyes.
That's correct.
With aftercare nursing costs, she says she spent close to $180,000 in total.
But it's worth it, because you have to make sure you go to the right person that's going and looking at the surgeon's reputation, how many years of experience, going to the medical boards and, looking to see if they have any disciplinary actions or not, and looking at their work before and after. And when I saw the before and after, it was just phenomenal.
What was your recovery like?
I don't even remember being in much pain. I would say it was discomfort, but I don't equate pain with discomfort. So you just feel that your neck is very tight for the first few weeks. But it was a good experience. It really was.
Still, optimizing a Forever 35 look might require some additional upkeep.
There is no procedure, there is no treatment, there is no intervention that stops aging. And so with that understanding, you probably will likely need some level of revision or correction later on in life as you age.
And for celebs, aging in the spotlight, added scrutiny, as fans may try to spot potential signs of elective surgery.
Does that in turn put more pressure on you for your work to be undetectable?
Performing a deep plane facelift has a lot of pressure, especially on someone that needs to be on camera in 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, that's a fast turn.
But if you're a celebrity, whether you're an influencer, you're A-list actor, you don't have that much time off to be incognito. And the undetectable look is not easy. That's the artistic part of this surgery that is the challenge.
His canvas, some of Hollywood's most famous faces, taking some risks in their quest to look forever 35.
So it's really important to not only talk to your providers about your risk, but also making sure that you're in the right headspace before you make a decision that can permanently change your image.
Make sure you've done your homework, make sure it's the right surgeon, make sure you're getting a great outcome, optimizing your body, optimizing your health. Nice.
Our thanks to Kana. And now a look ahead at tomorrow's show. Fake Ozempic and illicit weight loss drugs flooding the internet, some even saying it made them sick.
I seriously felt like I was about to die.
And when we come back, 2020 co-anchor Deborah Roberts talking to dozens of women what stars like Shonda Rhimes say about unique bonds of sisterhood.
They were the only real people in my life for a while, you know? And that was major.
After the break. Welcome back. 2020 co-anchor Deborah Roberts' latest project, a book reflecting on her relationships with her sisters, which inspired her to sit down with dozens of women and talk about what makes those bonds so special. Here's from Nightline co-anchor Juju Chang.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
For Deborah Roberts, this is the sweet sound of sisterhood and harmony. Rare time with her sisters.
There's something about sisters and seeing relationships sort of cycle and up and down, and yet we all still have like a real glue that holds us together. And why?
Is it true you can't sing?
I cannot sing. Well, I think I can sing. The family lore is that I'm not a good singer and that I can't harmonize. I'm the one who's the outlier. It's like they would always go, oh no, she's gonna join it? Okay, let's wait and see what happens.
The 2020 co-anchor and best-selling author delves into sisterhood dynamics for her latest book, Sisters Loved and Treasured, Stories of Unbreakable Bonds.
I really got the sense, listening to your book, that this book drew your sisters closer.
Absolutely, because we talked about things that we've never talked about. We put things on the table. You know how it is in family, you kind of spend your time trying to avoid subjects that might be a little controversial or difficult. Who's older and where do you all fall?
The book, full of honest conversations with Roberts' own sisters, co-workers, as well as a few famous friends, like Oscar-winning actress Octavia Spencer.
I would say having sisters is like having a pride of lionesses at your back at all times.
And I began to ask everybody to give me a definition of sisterhood. My sister is my rabbi. My sister is the love of my life. My sisters bring me life. My sisters are a life raft. I mean, they were just such beautiful, poetic little thoughts about sisterhood.
More poetry and pearls of wisdom from legendary TV producer of mega hits like Grey's Anatomy and Bridgerton.
The one that I love is Shonda Rhimes says, the more successful I got, the more I had to trust somebody who could tell me the truth.
When I became well known, I became really isolated. You know, there was nobody in Hollywood, there's nobody to tell you the truth. But I had my sisters. They were the only real people in my life for a while.
I saw that time and again, the vulnerability when I would talk to these sisters in the little Zoom boxes. Tears, beaming smiles, but mostly just women who were willing to sort of like let it all hang out and be vulnerable with each other, and sometimes to say what they meant to each other in ways they never had before.
But it's not only blood ties that define sisterhood. Author and former Real Housewife Carol Radziwill explains.
I had a sister-in-law who was like a sister to me. She sadly, very tragically, passed away a couple of years ago, very young.
Her sister-in-law, Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, who died along with her sister, Lauren, and her husband, John F. Kennedy Jr., in a small plane crash 26 years ago.
Carol was very honest about the fact that she's not that close to her sisters. It's her sister friends.
Her chosen sisters.
Her chosen sisters. And I loved that, Juju, because it's your girlfriends who really sort of fill in that gap. Or whether you don't even have a sister, but you want to relate to that idea, I feel like everybody can find maybe a little something in there that reflects their life.
While conducting interviews, Roberts also noticed the unique bond many twins share, especially in times of crisis, like Isabella Strahan's cancer diagnosis.
I think it really changed the dynamic of our relationship for like a while, because it was a lot of like me like supporting her and like being there for her which is not something I've really had to do before.
For twins, the sisterhood is very different. They call themselves, some of them, womb mates. Some of these twins talked about not only finishing each other's sentences and feeling each other's pain, but really almost like she is my love first before anybody else. I mean, twins have a connection.
Yeah, almost like a soulmate.
Almost like a soulmate.
I love this page. I've always loved that.
I love that.
There are also everyday moments that every family can relate to.
Everybody has a sibling text chain.
Yeah, yeah.
You touched
we
on
have
that.
We have one, and it kind of annoys me sometimes because it keeps going and keeps going. Ha ha ha! Oh no, what was that again? Ha ha ha! It's like, okay, stop, enough. And it's actually been kind of cool because it's a way to know what's going on in each other's lives
For sure.
regularly.
I'm one of 4 sisters who text constantly, vacation together, and from our husbands' perspectives, are perhaps too close.
We have roles too. I was the ignored middle child.
You're the middle.
And I was also the clown. Whatever.
Those roles stick, though.
They stick.
Yeah.
Right? Tina, which one is you, in the yellow?
Until we make the effort to unstick them.
Was blind, but now I see.
And I was actually able to kind of go along with them, and I was like, I can actually sing a little bit.
You can.
Today, the 5 Roberts sisters are the surviving siblings, having lost 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
How has that impacted you?
It's just us now. And more than anything else, I think, as a result of this book and as a result of us talking and throwing our arms around each other a little bit more now, I think we pulled closer. I will say, I think I'm a pretty good sister right now.
I love that for you.
Because I say in the book, I vow to be a better sister, and I feel now that I am a better sister. But I think I think we're all better sisters, and I think hopefully people will read this book and want to be better sisters, but maybe also find out that they already are.
Sisters! Sisters! Sisters!
Our thanks to Juju. Sisters Loved and Treasured, Stories of Unbreakable Bonds is available now. When we come back, food, family, and football, sights and sounds of Thanksgiving. And finally tonight, happy Thanksgiving. It's our nightlight. From American soldiers enjoying a taste of home overseas to parades across the country. And here in New York City, where the world-famous Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade delighting the young and the old. Wicked for Good star Cynthia Erivo had the crowd feeling good. Americans enjoying food, family, and those traditional football clashes.
He's got it! Touchdown Packers!
And reflecting on the many things they have to be grateful for. Amen to that. And happy Thanksgiving from our Nightline family to yours. And that's Nightline for this evening. Catch our full episodes on Disney Plus and Hulu. We'll see you right back here same time tomorrow. Thanks for the company, America. Good night.